So today I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite build to use against the Incendiary Corps, and that is the Heavy Fire Resist Armor and the Double Edged Sickle. Now, the way I use the Double Edged Sickle is a little bit different from how I see a lot of other people use it, in that I barely ever go into the Heavy Armor Pen mode. Now, I know it's very powerful if you have a supply pack to keep you stocked up on stims, or somebody heal botting you with a stim pistol, but when you're solo like me, and you do not want to run a supply pack, which I have a good reason for that, I'll explain it when I get there, I still think this thing is extremely good without even touching the heavy pen functionality, because I already love just the base sickle. I still think it's a pretty decent primary on the bots, and this is just the base sickle with pretty much double the ammo and medium pen after you get to about half heat, I think, approximately. So it's almost entirely an upgraded sickle, but there are some effects from the barrel when you shoot it that makes it worse when you're scoped in, which you'll see when we play in the mission. But sometimes I still do use the heavy armor pen in very dire circumstances, but generally I prefer to avoid it, even if the damage is heavily reduced by this combination of the heavy fire resist armor and vitality enhancement. You really need both of these things. Or at least any of the fire resist armor, but the heavy does the most work for you. But the combination of these two perks is what lets you use the double edged sickle without taking self damage until you get to heavy pen. In terms of backpack, I'm going to be taking the shield gen backpack because I think this is really good against the bots in general, and I think it is even better against the Incineration Corps because I found that their shotgun devastators have a much harder time cracking it compared to the standard shielded devastators with their miniguns. This absorbs hits better in my experience. Along with the bubble shield, I might do a bubble shield build specifically against these guys as well before they leave for another 3 months, as they are known to do. But I really like this. It's even better when you're not wearing fire armor because it prevents a lot of, stray shots that would have set you aflame. Here, it still saves you a stim every so often, even if you don't take very much damage from being set on fire. It is useful. I'm going to be using the railgun, because the railgun's a lot of fun, and I do not think War Striders show up on Incendiary Corps missions. If I'm wrong, I'll switch the mission, or maybe I'll use the commando. But I haven't used the railgun in a while. I still think it's a really good bot support weapon. It's fantastic against hulks and gunships, and it's pretty useful against everything else as well. It is not bad. I like it a lot. I'm going to be using the strafing run to take out fabricators and help support against some of the scarier patrols. 120 for objectives and big bot drops. And double dipping again in anti-tank, which I do a lot on this front. The ultimatum in case there's a lot of tanks or factory striders. And thermites for the same reasons. These are also both really good at dealing with fabricators, and that really lets you get through outposts much faster than if you skipped on one of these options. But anyway, I think that is it for the build, unless I am missing anything. I am not, so I will see you guys in the mission. Okay, after getting an absolutely terrible run out of my system, hopefully this is going to go better. It was a combination of skill issuing and some pretty bad luck, if I'm going to be honest. But I'm very out of it today, and maybe I should not be recording this, but at the same time, this is a pet peeve of mine. The fucking Incineration Corps, or Brigade, or whatever at this point, just has not been available to play for what I think is genuinely a month and a half. Maybe even more. Oof, that hurts. And I do not know when they are coming back next, and I really do want to play them because I like playing against this faction. I like using this build a lot. But, at the same time, fucking not playing very well. Okay, actual tank for once. Tank seat, let's dodge. Okay. I hope the thermite stuck to him. And let's get close enough that he cannot angle down. Ooh. That thermite was a little closer than I thought. Your cannon is freaking out big time. 2 tanks in the same drop. That's, I think that's... Oh, 3 tanks in the same drop. Okay. I'm gonna regret bringing the railgun. But honestly, tanks... I don't know. I think they need to be a little more dangerous. Especially the default variant. Because the default variant just It feels like an accident when it actually hits you. Because the turret rotation is just so slow. It's a little better on the Annihilator tanks, which does make them way more dangerous. But as far as bot enemies go, they are really unthreatening for how big and scary they should be. Let's go for Warren with the medium pen mode. Oh man, it's a lot of rocket striders, which I'm not a fan of. Because the more rocket striders there are, the more likely one gets lucky and one taps you. Oh, there was a Hulk in that pit. What the? Yeah, and sometimes the Scorcher Hulk, see, he has his eye lit up, so I can see what he's doing. This guy doesn't have his fucking eye on, so I can't, like, see it well enough to actually hit it reliably. I don't know what causes that, because that was a good example. It's daytime, right? So the eyes are going to be super bright, but one has it on and one has it off. And I don't know what causes that behavior, but it is annoying. Because it makes hitting their weak point a lot harder than it should be. It's not too bad because again it is daytime right now. If it were nighttime, I would restart the mission and just take fucking Eats or something, or the Quasar, because I don't want to be aiming for Hulk weak points I can't see the entire mission with the railgun. But at least there are no War Striders, even though War Striders you can take them out with the railgun now, and it's like a mostly fully charged shot to the eye, to either of their eyes because they got two. But maybe I'm just bad at it and I don't have experience compared to doing or getting the Hulk eyes. But at the same time, I think it is much harder to actually hit because it is a tiny weak point on an enemy that moves around a lot. I think you can probably get it somewhat reliably when they're doing their grenade barrage animation, but at the same time, you're just jumping through a lot of hoops. What is that over there? Is that wrong scope? Yep, that's the same site. Let's get that. Come on. I wish they made that a little more generous, because sometimes it really does not feel like you should take fall damage. And no, I'm not getting the fucking... Well, no, the ODST armor doesn't even, like, stop you from taking fall damage. I ran and caught that one. I'm not a fucking goalie. I don't want to get hit by those. What am I doing? I just did not register it as, you know, being there until it was way too late. Which is unfortunate. But, what can you do? So, I'll take a lot of damage. Yeah, my shield was not active at that time, so that is unfortunate. But a single, mostly charged shot, or slightly overcharged, a little bit oversafe, does take out gunship engines in one tap, which is pretty nice. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of shit this way. Let's just 120 it, because I don't want to deal with that. Oh, I didn't pick up the shield either. Shit. Okay. Let me circle back around to the resupply to fill up on ultimatum and stims, because I'm going to need those with how this mission is going. The bots have been so locked in against me recently. I don't know if they changed their aiming AI or something, but they've been so much more accurate than they used to be, and I don't really mind that much. With 90% of enemies, I mind a little bit with rocket striders, because those rockets are fucking scary, but oh no, I put it on the other side for some reason. Man, it is always tough to run heavy armor without stamina enhancement. But the Dickle just does not work as well as you'd like without it taking that. Because I think, if I remember correctly, without stamina enhancement, even if you are wearing heavy fire armor, you still take pretty significant damage once you get to the medium heat point. And at that point, you might as well just be using the default sickle, which is fine because I like the default sickle a lot, and I honestly considered using it over the double edged because it's got this fucking... When it heats up, it has this awful sparking effect, which makes it really hard to actually see anything when you're scoped in. And honestly, that kind of, I don't know. I still think the sickle is probably better than the default sickle, just because you can shoot for like twice as long. But that does make it feel a little worse in my book. Okay. Oh man, I'm so out of it. I can't even press fucking buttons right. But the railgun is excellent against dropships. It's just that dropships are not that huge of a threat. If they were, and there was like a specific mission type that was, you know, centered around air enemies, like a lot of gunships coming after you, then I think the railgun would have an excellent niche there. Because I think it might honestly be one of the best support weapons against gunships. It might get beat by the flak cannon or the autocannon, but I just call it the flak cannon now because that's what it's become in my mind. The autocannon might be a little better if you have peak physique at least, and you can hit those snapshots. And ow, laser cannon's really good against them. HMG's pretty good against them. There'll be a lot of options, but I don't know. I really do wish they made more use of the enemy surge mechanics. Maybe to send out like very unusual seeds where you don't have to deal with heavies as much, but you have to deal with a lot of another enemy type. That could be fun for the sake of loadout variety. Oh, same site. I totally forgot about you. Same site's actually really good against the bots compared to the squids, because the squids it cannot. Against the squids, it cannot one-shot their. Oh, my shield's gonna be doing this now. Hold on, give me a second, bot trooper. I look like a fucking idiot. There we go. Oh, that's a tank. He, unbothered, flourishing, moisturized in his lane. I love how the tanks look, man. I'm a big fan of the automaton aesthetics. Okay, I always tag those because I always think they'll lead our station, even if I know like the mission type I am doing has those as a main objective. It's just a reflex. I see that tower. You guys are way too locked in today. But see, fucking, oh my god, that's a lot of Hulks. That's a lot of Hulks. And all of those are one-shots if they hit me directly, and I don't like that.
Here comes the cavalry.
I would have been dead like 100% there. Or maybe it wouldn't have killed me because I don't think it was a perfect direct hit, but I don't know. There I might also have been dead without the shield backpack. I know the recoils is really, really, really good against the bots, but man, the shield backpack, even after everything they've done to nerf it, it's just so good to have a one-shot prevention system that also helps with ragdoll.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
It's like all the most annoying bullshit things about the bots. The shield backpack does a pretty good job of making way less annoying. That's not a perfect solution because, you know, it does limit your backpack options. I always miss it when I don't have it against the bots. But that also makes it so that I feel, you know, it makes me want to use backpack weapons less, even though they are good on this front. At least the recoils is really good. I think the the autocannon has kind of been power crept a little bit, especially with War Striders about. But it's still pretty good. It's not bad. The Wasp I was never a fan of because it doesn't deal with heavies very well. What other Airburst rocket launcher? I hate that thing because I get team killed by it all the time. Even if it's not bad, the reload speed is just too slow for my taste anyway to want to use it. And I have personal beef with it. Oh, you just don't need the... Okay, you just don't need the SSC. That's cool. So I hope the bots do not drop on top of here, because this is a pretty decent position. Okay, it's not that good of a position if the bots are going to be moving down that hill unpredictably. Oh, brother. That could have hit the ground right in front of me. I saw my life flash before my eyes right there. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. When you take a really long fall, you take less damage than a short fall because you ragdoll. And you take less damage when you ragdoll after a fall. I mean, it makes sense. Because, like, the Helldiver is, like, fucking locking his knees, which is probably the only thing you don't want to do when you're jumping down from any sort of height. And he doesn't do that when you ragdoll. So, I don't know. If there was a mid-air ragdoll button, that'd be pretty nice. Actually, there's just a ragdoll button in general. I feel like that'd be good comedy. You like kill binding in Team Fortress 2. Okay. Oh, double jammers. Okay. I see what kind of game you're playing. It's not that big of a deal because these urban city jammer layouts are not that bad. The mega city ones can be pretty bad, but because mega cities I think almost always have worst riders on them. I don't think it's 100% of the time, but 90% of the time it feels like it has worst riders. And they pack in the worst riders real fucking tight in the jammer outposts. Sometimes you gotta deal with like... the worst I've seen was like 5 or 6, and that's just insane. And I had like... I think I was actually using a railgun that time, and I just vowed never again. Oh, you guys are in range of each other. Wait, it seems like it might be just barely I can call it. No, it's still a little too far. Okay. It's probably the line is probably like right there, but that's fine. I'll just loop back around. Hey, what's coming out of here? Fucking nothing. Okay. I can't. I should have put the Eagle strafing run on cooldown before leaving, or before entering the jammer zone. But hindsight is 2020. That was a big hit on the shield. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, if that was far enough away that it sent me that hard, the other time where the shield blocked a rocket, I would absolutely have been dead. Yeah. If not from the direct damage, it would have ragdolled me at Mach 10 into something else. Do not. Oh man. I should have shot him with a railgun instead of swapping, because both the sickle variants, and I think all laser weapons actually, have a little bit of a wind-up. Okay, I cannot hit you. There we go. I should have taken... He killed me through the stand. That's crazy. I really should not underestimate MG troopers. They're pretty scary. They do a lot of damage. I'm kind of fine with that, honestly, because they go down pretty fast. So them doing a lot of damage is not that big a deal. Yeah, you also have your eye turned off. What's the deal, big guy? Okay, 2 tanks, 3 tanks. Oh well, 2 tanks and a lobotomite. I say as he gears up to shoot me. I was just shooting circles around his head. Okay, come on. There's a shredder tank? Where? That wasn't that guy. That was another tank. But I have no idea where he shot me from. What the fuck? Shredder tanks are pretty scary, actually. You do not want to fuck around with them. This heavy fabricator is causing me a lot of problems. Maybe I should just take it out. But I'm already kind of committed. And I'd rather use a strafing run once I actually turn off this fucking jammer, which has been a little difficult. Okay, where's the railgun? Where was the... Okay, that's an Annihilator tank. That's not a Shredder tank. That's the Barrager tank. You're far enough away you might actually shoot now, and I do not want to take any chances right now, so... There's another Annihilator tank. Where's the Shredder tank that got me? genuinely fucking confused as hell. Oh, you survived that, okay. Oh, big stutter, but there are a lot of things going on right now. Okay, finally! Honestly, fuck this one. This one gets a 120, and I just run away. I might not have given myself enough time. But, especially because there's two Hulks pincer maneuvering me. And, I'm just gonna thermite both of them so I can keep running. Or at least thermite one of them. Let's get an eagle on this guy. Ow, I hate that concussion effect. That's gonna ragdoll me, so I'm just sitting. Oh no, I didn't, okay. Throwing a resupply over there. Okay. I was hoping for somewhere to climb. You guys do not scare me too much. They can do a lot of damage, even through fire resist armor, if they get a headshot on you, I think. Because I still think their attack, even though it is a stream of fire, it does count as a projectile of sorts. Oh, I might die again. Okay, yeah, I really should not be underestimating these guys, especially since they are calling in reinforcements on cooldown. This has been kind of a tough encounter. I still don't know if it's like an urban myth or not that. Okay, I'm gonna die to get this this thing off. I think. Let's just stim and dive and hope it doesn't blow up. Okay. Well, let's hope it blows up, but after I leave. Yeah, just like that. Okay, reload the railgun, please. You're kind of scarier. Okay, using the railgun on him is a bad idea. I should just stop and shoot him with the Dickle. But I can't see anything. Okay, how about this? That's how Arrowhead wants us to play the game. Just to fucking shoot everything with explosives. Don't aim, don't think. Okay. And I swear to God, when you move the Dickle, the fucking muzzle flash starts in the middle of the scope for some reason. Okay, that was a complete waste. I missed. I have my strafing run back anyway. But like, see, you shoot like the first couple shots and it feels like the muzzle flash is right in the middle of the scope, and then it moves down to the barrel where it's supposed to be. So I don't know if I'm imagining that or that's just like a weird effect. But now the sparks and the steam are coming, and compounded with the volumetric fog, that makes it real difficult. Yeah, this is why I stopped using this gun as often. It used to be my favorite weapon in the game, but eventually the visual clutter just wore me down, and I decided no more. Okay, yeah, that's the SSD that bugged out. I did indeed. I saw orange on the map, and I was like, did I miss an objective? Or... But no. Bigfoot sighting! He's actually doing his artillery attack too. Impressive. Okay, maybe I should be shitposting less. Yeah, they never fixed that. Does that count as a barrage tank kill, I wonder? Because he did move the thermite closer to me, and it is the thermite that killed me. Because he was clipping through his fucking body, because they never fixed that bug. I'm not gonna count that as a barrage kill. He didn't do it on purpose. If it wasn't due to a bug, I'd say sure. But that is not intended behavior for them to just not have any sort of conception of physicality. Which is so weird, because all the other tanks have a... Can I just finish you off with a railgun? Probably not. All the other tanks actually like have proper turret depression that stops at a point where it, you know, would logically stop. So I don't know why they couldn't get that working on the Barrager tank. But their code is spaghettified, probably even more than humans can comprehend. There's another big outpost, and I do not have another big Eagle strafing run.
Eagle 1 rearming. Be back shortly.
Which is unfortunate for me. Yeah, I'm starting to think that I kind of would like both of those actually. That the sickle slash dickle railgun combo is not the best, because both of these have a wind up to them, so you don't really have anything to like reactively snap to a new target. Ow. And that does make things a little harder in very hectic scenarios like this. Because like I see a bot and I turn and there's like a second pause, and that can be enough to cause you problems sometimes. And it's the same with a railgun, because it also has that charge up. So if I were to try this build again differently, please. I suck at actually landing those on the. Oh, the time it doesn't matter. It would have died anyway. I get it. First try. Cool. Here's another reason why I kind of like the Commando better than the Railgun now, is because it's really good against these guys. Because guiding it into the opening there is super easy, compared to with everything else it's kind of tough. Especially Thermites, because they tend to stick on the lip, so I think that one actually made it far enough that it's gonna count, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it did. But oftentimes it sticks to the like outer edge of I almost dove into that. That would be bad. 2 Barrager tanks shooting in the same mission. Now that is... He's shooting multiple times too. That's kind of crazy. He's not pointed anywhere at me, so I don't know how those rockets are making their way to where I am. But, you know, he's shooting. He is doing something. Man, what the fuck were they smoking when they made, what was it, Escalation of Freedom, where they added the Impaler, the Alpha Commander, and the Barrager tank? They were fucking smoking something, man, I tell ya. Oh my god, he had the Barrager tank brain cell. Okay, I'm vaporizing you for doing that to me. I think all these bots have more brain cells than usual right now, because they are fucking locked in. More than me. I'm not locked in at all. Hopefully I can railgun that way. Okay, thank you, shield. But crazy pre-fire. That was just unlucky that I happened to dive right where he missed. Well, I guess he didn't end up missing, but... Okay, this is kind of an awkward angle, but I think that should get him. And if that one doesn't get him, I can just pop a second one. Yeah, I got him. Okay, Dickle is pretty good against big clumps of boatless like this. If you can set up before they absolutely send you downtown with their MGs and their ragdolls and all the bullshit they have. Okay. This is a lot of guys. Yeah, and see, I can't see a single pixel of those enemies right now, because they're in the dust / fog. And yet they're still landing their shots on me. Which, like, they look really cool, the red eyes glowing in the mist like that. That's a good visual image. But... I really wish the enemies at least played by some of the same rules we do, even if not all of them. That one with concealment and visibility is a big one. It's so hard to code AI, I'm pretty sure, that actually respects those things. Because the way they see is just, they aimbot already. And then they have, at least from the way I understand it, I'm not a coder or anything like that, or game dev. But the way I understand it is that the AIs in the game, or in any game, typically always have perfect accuracy and perfect vision and know where you are at all times. And then they have like scripts and code to, you know, kind of dumb them down a little bit so they're not cheating too much, even if their natural state is to be cheating. If that made any sense at all. Maybe I'm way too cooked to explain this sort of thing. But when you throw in a bunch of really unreliable variables like volumetric fog that, you know, bugger up the equation, like it's hard to take that into account for what the enemies can see compared to what the player can see. Because maybe some people have really good eyesight and they can see fine through this, or some people have different settings and can see fine through the fog, but you know, they can't code that for everybody. They're saying that for everybody. It's a complicated fix, I think. Well, I mean, it's a simple fix. Just have less fucking fog. That would be a good first step. But they would need to do a little more than that. Because I do think the fog looks like it adds a lot of atmosphere on some planets. Having at least a little bit. And I think removing it totally would be kind of a mistake. But there's still just all too much. Okay, that's 3 drop ships, so let's hit that with a 120 mil. I don't have a sentry. I usually like having a sentry for evacuate missions, but I'm not too fond of most sentries on the Incineration Corps because they really shred them pretty fast with fire damage. Maybe there's an argument for a fire sentry build on this faction, but they do plenty of not fire damage too. So I don't know. That could be really cool, but it's probably bad. It is is where I'm leaning. I might give it a run after this, or maybe when I've slept a little more. But when I've slept a little more, maybe the Incineration Corps will be gone. So who knows? I'll figure it out. Lots of bozos. I always have trouble hitting Devastator heads when they're going up and down elevation, because then their movements become very erratic, and also like absolutely illegible circumstances. This one's going to be tough. They're sending a lot of bots, very drip-fed manner. I think I should be escorting these civilians a little better. You're probably not that big of a threat to the civilians, at least. They're going to struggle to hit. Struggle to hit any of them, but definitely struggle to hit more than one. And I'd say 5 out of 6 per group make it. I'm acceptable losses. But maybe I'm still thinking in evacuate scientists terms, where 5 out of 6 was actually extremely good, extremely good performance. Unless you were, you know, like dragging the bot drops away. Getting 5 out of 6 civilians to the actual evac point was kind of a big deal. Usually it was like 1 or 2. Or none at all, depending on how well your team was doing. But hey, if I was using the breaker right now and heavy explosive resist armor, or just actually no, because heavy armor did nothing at launch. I remember because I used to wear heavy armor because I thought it looked cool, and all it did was slow you down. It didn't actually give you any armor. It was purely a debuff. So I was just nerfing myself like crazy for the first couple months the game was out. Until they fixed it. Either they fixed it, well they did fix it at some point because heavy armor does make a difference now. But I don't remember if they fixed it first, so I learned about it first, stopped using heavy armor. It doesn't really matter, I guess, anymore, but that's why I always wrinkle my brow a little bit when people say the game was perfect at launch, because no, it fucking wasn't. It had a lot of bullshit and a lot of jank back then too. Though it did perform mostly better. I don't know. I might not be coherent to talk about design philosophies right now, but there was a lot of shit that was broken at launch. And our loadouts were even more limited than they are now. And even though I think balance and performance and all these things are still in not a great state right now, I don't know. I don't think they've ever been in a good state. I can't really point to a single period of Helldivers and been like, yeah, everything was perfect right at that time. There were a lot of times that were really good. Like Super Earth was a lot of fun. And honestly, I liked the second Oshune Major Order. I thought that was a lot of fun. That's where I kind of started making videos, was around that time. But there was never really a game with or a period where the game was like perfect. It was always there was always something that didn't work right, or something that wasn't balanced well, or something that was buggy, or something that caused crashes or bad performance. I don't think there's ever been like a single big update or release or new content that didn't have something like utterly broken in it. Though nothing was ever as bad as Escalation of Freedom. All these enemies are fucking sadistic. And I always like joke about the barrager tank not working properly, but at the same time, if it worked properly, I would probably fucking hate it. Because I already am not fond of rocket striders one-shotting me, and I would be even less fond of barrager tanks one-shotting me when I can't even see them, much less shoot them. You are shooting, so you might shoot again. I'm gonna hope the thermite deals with you. Nope, did not deal with you fast enough. Yeah, if they actually worked reliably, maybe they would be absolutely terrible. Well, they were absolutely terrible when they worked correctly. So I don't know. I honestly would have rather they just been removed from the game totally, because they're still really buggy. Even when they do shoot, with like how the turret glitches into their body and just doesn't work properly. Rather than just be left as like kind of a dead, forgotten enemy. We have never fully recovered from Escalation of Freedom. Well, I haven't, because War Striders ruined any fun I could ever have all the bugs. Nah, I'm kidding. I still, they're bad, but they're not that bad. They're really bad, but they're not, like, ruin the faction totally levels of bad. The faction is ruined totally because it's the bugs and the... Okay. Why was my shield not up? Also, what killed me? Did one of the, cannon troopers hit me? Or is it like a bunker turret? Because that felt like a bunker turret death. What fucking got me? Okay, well, I guess my shield wasn't up, and I got headshot by multiple things and ragdolled, so... Well, maybe the bugs are better than I give them credit for, because at least, they don't ragdoll you as much. Man, headshot multiplier fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Oh, and this is a, no, I'm not sure, actually. Is this a, high bunker turret per square foot fortress? I think there are some. I do not think there's an excessive amount. Oh my god, there's so many tanks today. The railgun was not the pick for this, Bro. I know I, like, hit the track, but... He wasn't even smoking from that, I don't think. You barely took any damage. Okay, that's fine. I think I have a resupply, available anyway. Maybe I should be waiting a little bit before going in, because I am out of reinforcements. And yeah, there's a lot of one-shots present right now. Okay, I should at least wait until my shield will recharge. Oh no, I can't wait, because I only have 5 minutes left. So I gotta move. Okay, well, I can throw in a 120 at least and wait the, like, 20 seconds it takes? I don't remember. Not long. Yeah, 18 seconds. That's not that long. I can suffer to wait that long. Okay, there's a lot of rocket striders, and I cannot see them. The railgun's pretty good against rocket striders, because it is a pretty easy shot to the groin. You don't even need to charge it. It's just a safe mode shot. Let's get rid of you. Okay, the combination of the 120 and me shooting a lot of railgun shells hopefully depopulated this outpost a little bit. I should take out the MG troopers. I need to learn my lesson. My shield is down yet again. Okay, do not get one shot. Man, when you can't see their eyes, it is really scary. Okay, I'm in heavy mode. I do not know if I want to stay in heavy mode. Not really. I'm gonna reload. It's fine to reload with the Dickel every so often. I think saving the stims is more useful than staying in heavy pen most of the time. Unless again you have like a supply pack and that's what you're going for, or somebody with a stim pistol supporting you. Okay, that is a lot of shit. You I would rather take out before pushing any further. I'm out of strafing runs. Ultimatum, that should get you. That did not get you. I was a little low. I was a little high. Just right. But this also leaves me completely broke. There's always a bunker turret in this like vicinity that jump scares me. I think it might be up here, or maybe I'm thinking of a different layout. But if I line this up real nice, hopefully I can get both of them. Probably not though. Oh no, I got him. I thought you would be covered by that smokestack. God knows what they're burning. I mean, probably like fucking oil or coal or one of the many things you burn in smokestacks. Though I'm sure somebody will correct me and say that you don't burn anything in smokestacks. That's just where the smoke comes out from. You burn it in the furnace underneath the smokestack, and I will say, yep, you're probably right about that. Okay. It's been a lot of enemies, a lot of fucking rocket striders, almost one-shotting me. That noise, I'm gonna have nightmares about the rocket noise tonight. You guarantee it. Okay, I have 2 minutes left. It's gonna be a little dicey. Oh, I didn't reload. Did not reload my ultimatum, which is annoying. I took kind of a roundabout path, but I really wanted to get the resupplies, which actually may have been a mistake. I should have just kept running. I forgot I didn't have a lot of time left. I've been pretty slow. But there's been a lot of enemies, and there's been a couple of really unfortunate happenings and some skill issues. Okay, that one was kind of a higher drop. Maybe that's understandable. I still do wish it just... Like, I'm fine if it's staggered you for like a second, like it already does, but it doing like a quarter of your health is a bit much from like a 6-foot drop. Like, that would hurt, don't get me wrong, but it hurts more than getting fucking shot sometimes by the bots. Okay, is this this is just a baby outpost? Yeah, it's not a mortar or anything like that. Okay. Now I need to fucking climb up this hill somehow. Well, climbing up the hill's the easy part. It's not getting ragdolled down it. Like, yep, like what's happening right now. Go, stop. Oh man, when you get ragdoll, like locked in a ragdoll for a while when you're rolling down a hill, that's tough. B supply. Okay, I guess I don't need to fight on the evac point because I have a... I'm gonna save a 120 charge if I can. Okay, so you have 3 rockets. Does that mean you have 3 rockets total left? I don't really know how these things work, because they definitely have more than 3 rocket tubes. Looks like they have a 6 times 424. But maybe they don't start fully loaded, because you've definitely not shot like 21 rockets this mission. You've shot like 1, or maybe 2, a top. Okay, and if you hold on to a stratagem orb like this that you typed out ahead of time, you do get to use it. But at the same time, I'm going to get ragdolled and blow myself up, so I'm going to not do that. I can live without the 120. I'll be a sneaky lad. Okay, which way are you going? Practicing for the stealth warbond. But I think stealth is useful for evacs at least, and while you're doing objectives. If you can employ it. It's just not useful when you actually need to attack something, because, you know, once you alert the enemies, and there's not much to it. Here, in this case, I don't have to fucking do anything, except just hang around. So stealth is perfect for that. I can listen to the lovely automaton marches, I always love the fact that they have like a little marching cadence.
Liberty returns.
The bots have so much character.
30 seconds.
What do you mean Eagle returns? Eagle unavailable. What are you talking about, Eagle? Fucking stop gaslighting me.
T-minus 20 seconds.
Destroyer's gone. What are you talking about? But the bots, they have a lot of personality. I like them a lot. I've said this many times before, and I will say many times again.
10 seconds. Clear
Cool design and like a lot of soul and personality goes such a long way into making good enemies. Like the bots undeniably have an immense amount of bullshit to them. I don't know if it's more than the other factions, but they just have so much aura that it's much easier to overlook. And they also have a lot of things that are really good about them too, like great weak point designs and things like that.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for
But that
takeoff.
is that. You should not tint those windows gold, buddy. I can't imagine you can see much out of there. Maybe it's a one-way tint. But anyway, that's it for the mission. Now that was not very smooth, but that was also a lot of enemies and quite a lot of bullshit. I still think this is a really good build, but maybe I would swap out the railgun for Commando or Eats. Maybe the Quasar too even, but I prefer the Commando and the Eats. I think those are both a lot of fun, but I would not swap out anything else. I think the rest of the build is very good. The Dickel is a lot of fun, especially here, because the reason I bring it here is not because the Dickel itself is so good against. Maybe I should have mentioned this in the build, but I'm out of it. It's not so much because the Dickel does anything special against the Incendiary Corps. It's because you already want to take heavy Incendiary armor against them anyway, so you're already halfway there to the Dickel build. In other words, like if you're taking the effort and putting on fire resist armor, which I think is the right call usually against the Incendiary Brigade, you might as well be using the Dickel, you know. But you could use any primary you want with this. You really do not need to bring the Double Edged Sickle specifically. It just pairs nicely with the a standard build you'd like to run on the Incendiary Brigade Corps, whatever. But 463 enemies does not seem like a lot but it is the bots, so actually it is more. That's probably an equivalent, like around 1,000 bug kills or so. So there was a lot going on this mission. But anyway, I have no other thoughts. I think this is a good build. The shield backpack especially, I really cannot recommend it enough against the Incendiary Corps. To bring the shield backpack, it makes such a big difference. It's okay, you can live without the recoilless. I know the recoilless is really, really good, but in this case, the shield backpack just buys you so much survivability, it's kind of nuts. But anyway, that's it for the build. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all in the next one.